ready for up next, the Business Hour.
Good night, Belize. Good night, world. It's the most anticipated show on a Monday night in country Belize, the Business Hour from Movers and Shakers right here on Love Television, Love FM. I'm joined in studio by my co-host Troy Gabb. I'm your host Daryl Carter, and we are hype up to go Belize. We gotta talk about several different things, and one of the big one that happened for the whole world, and Belize was just able to watch, was the World Cup. This has to be the biggest and largest outfit of the World Cup, and speaks volumes for over 80,000 people attending in the auditorium at more than one time, and having over 1 billion people watching over on live television. So FIFA have lifted the bar and certainly raised it that high, and certainly we expect even better to come. And the outfit or the outcome weren't expected. I went to Cayo last week, Wednesday, and I've never seen so much Argentina shirts and Bacativ, but it was out there in Cayo. I talked to females, I talked to males, I talked to picnic, have on the Messi number 10 shirts. And that was something interesting also to see. But
even the Prime Minister had on his Messi shirt as well.
Yeah.
I
say anything with Trump with the back, may I lose. That was my prediction.
him in the back Argentina. and he did that with the Knicks, and he did that with the US team.
I told everybody that.
It goes with the team, as we would say colloquially. But I will say this very quickly. Because, somebody called me and said some areas of the tabloids media was kind of complaining that the Prime Minister had on a Argentina shirt, and that sort of thing, and maybe he should have had on a Belize shirt. And I'm saying, that's the height of stupidity. Mm-hmm. If there ever was one, it was the most stupid position to take. Because two teams are playing, Spain and Argentina. So if I'm in the stadium watching them, I believe that I'm a fan of one of them, or want one of them to win, and I have on their jerseys, it's like me who has own one of the semi-pro basketball team, and you go to my stadium, and I would say, oh, you should have on a national team jersey instead of a personal team jersey, or so you shouldn't be supporting the Rebels, or shouldn't be supporting Defenders or any other team. And I'm saying, what stupidity is that? Yeah. Is that you just, it is that you don't have no sense, or you don't have anything else to say about stupidness. you understand?
I've tried to say all of that.
No, let me say that. Let me say it, because I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet.
Okay.
Because fundamentally for me, this is the kind of nonsense that we kind of permeate and try to sear into people's brains with stupidness.
True.
Here you have a Prime Minister who decided on his own. If he wants to go wherever he wants, he has a life. He's a former football player and also a fan of the sport. And if you feel like you want to afford it, and you go to the stadium and you're there, and you put on one of the team shirts of the team that is playing, that you have an issue with that because you never put on a Belize shirt. And I'm saying, Belize is not playing. If Belize was playing and have on a different shirt, then obviously that's an issue. Mm-hmm. So why make a big deal out of that? So what I'm trying to do, Darrell, is to destroy this notion of these tabloids organization that exists. We are the only legitimate news source that exists. The rest of them are all noise. They have no substance. I agree with you. I agree with you.
We live in a world of strong negativity.
Somebody sent me a clip. Somebody sent me a clip, and I said, This has to
Can't
be
believe it.
this has to be stupidness.
Yeah.
For somebody even to say this.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't rate the individual much intelligence, because I'm being extremely kind. Because if you are going to take that position, that has to be foolishness.
Yeah.
That has to be that you are on something. That I'm in a stadium where only 2 teams are playing and I put on an Air jersey. It doesn't matter where I'm from, what country I'm from. Why would that be an issue for you? Belize is not playing. We don't get there yet. We don't get there yet.
And I glad you dropped that as this, because what it did for me was to bring back my nostalgic overlook in terms of football in Belize. I remember the days on the MCC and the days out there where you had Mogalt and you had Wane and you had all these even Harry Ling used to come and play basketball in the morning and then play football in the afternoon, and we were tappa up there, the team of Landiva, who lost some loved ones as well in an accident on the road that killed a few of them. At that time we had Hostel Field that was very busy, as we had Mr. Hoy, another senior person there, coaching the youngsters and so forth. This kind of exposed that to us to tell us, hey, get your thing together, be as committed as how some of these athletes in the back time were. Chip Rodas used to ride a whole race, and I'm not making this up, after coming off his race from Belmopan or whatever, he still goes and play basketball at Rogers Stadium. And I mentioned Harry Ling because the same thing we used to see him do at Birds Isle, come and play with his team and then left to go in the afternoon and do that.
Let me say this let me say this because I raised this point this morning already. And as you're pointing those things out, those are our deficiencies. We get caught up with our domestic heroism. That has no value. That only work within this 867. When you get out here of this domain, a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
Different kind of people, different mentality, different everything. That is at an elevated level. I see that as a person who participates in basketball. When I bring in the foreigners, they're at a different level. Anybody will tell you you take any one of the semi-professional team, whether it's football or basketball, the primary person on those teams are going to be the foreigners.
Okay.
Right? Are going to be the foreigners. You know why? Because they come at a different level. Because they have invested more than we have. That's the bottom line. If you look at, we are good at complimenting them, you know. We are very good. But every single team, the scoring leader in NEBL is a foreigner.
Okay.
The defensive player is a foreigner. The person that scored the last basket on Friday night is a foreigner. That's the bottom line. That is a glaring example that we are not at that level yet. Whichever sport we pick, it means then that we have to work on ourselves individually.
Good point, yeah.
I made the point earlier is that we lazy. We don't want to put in the time. And I don't have a problem taking on anybody with this discussion. And I challenge any sport, any discipline. Volleyball male been going on for 20 years. If you interview Karim Coleman, he tell you, I've been chasing this position for 20 years. 20 years.
Yeah.
Putting in, and volleyball are one of the sport, or the athletes in volleyball are one of the most dedicated.
Yeah, male and female.
Dedicated. And male and female. Morning, noon, and night.
So we got to beat them up because they win the championship and they come home and certainly pass in front of us, and we had our big up as well. So we say kudos to that.
But getting to the World Cup.
Yeah, you're seeing the difference in there, you know.
Yeah, but getting to the World Cup requires individual individual conditioning,
Yeah.
individual discipline. You have to work on you.
Yeah.
You can't expect. I hear this conversation all the time. Oh, the government doesn't do this. Oh, they do that. Oh, they know they spend money on that with sports. And listen to me. I've been in sport long enough to know that a lot of money. You know what a semi-professional, semi-pro basketball season costs total? Over $2 million.
Oh, wow.
Over $2 million when all is said and done by all the teams put together. Pay police, pay this, pay that, pay transportation, pay players, pay referee, pay this official. $2 million plus dollars. Lots of money goes into that. But you know what happened? Can't even get players to come to work out on time. Can't get them to come with their tennis lace up and ready. Can't get them to put down their phone. It's a constant quarrel. Anybody who involved with professional, semi-professional sport or sport as a whole, you call and tell me that I wrong. You call and tell me that what I'm saying, I don't know what I'm talking about. You tell me, any athlete, call and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm challenging you here and now tonight.
Yeah.
If you don't put in the work, it doesn't matter how much money they put behind you. You will never achieve the level that you see out there at the World Cup level. Because you have to first start with you. You, the individual, have to get up early. You have to put in your cardio. You put in your runs. Which one of these football players you see on the road running this morning?
None.
Or yesterday?
None.
Or basketball player? Or volleyball player? Or any one of them? Pick any sport. None. You know, and that is why we'll never get there. We will only talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and try to blame and blame and blame, and will not reach there. Cycling, same thing. Who will put in the time that these Tour de France riders will put in? Hours and hours, 6, 7, 8 hours on the bike. Every single day for 6, 8 months of the year. Who will do that? I'm not telling about your work. I have to. No, get up early. Get up early. Get up 5.
The old school used to do it.
Go right
Kendrick
towards.
Holiday used to do it.
Get
Shape Roaders
12
used to
o'clock,
do it.
get by your home
Shamba used
trainer.
to do it. Hutchison used to do it. And I think this young stuff from
Find
Illinois,
excuse.
they with Troy this they're fully with that. Hey, Lobster Fest was over the weekend at Key Corker, and it was a blast for those who visited and talked to me about it. The island was crowded, people enjoying
So I heard, yeah.
sun,
Well.
bathing, and lobster. And so we say kudos in that direction there, and certainly something that is a big business, and we have to point that out because everybody make a leave peace, everybody make a leave change, the water taxes, the hotel, and certainly the food, and even the small man when they sell the cup of ice or what have you. I must say that even though with the mango season I could still get mango juice, and certainly glad in enjoying it. And certainly a mango shake as well. This is one of first of a kind that I taste from the Morrison family. And certainly for me, you know that we have always had orange juice. And that's out at the market. That's out at other areas where you could get. And when season actually then we have Tambran as well. And so we have been able to mix them. But we don't haven't carried them to another level. But this is the first time mango have, crossed over to where it stands with the rest of juices. And we got to say kudos in that direction as we keep the conversation open for doing more with the mangoes out there. The SME show was up north last week, and we says kudos to Beltrade and the team assisting young entrepreneurs with training and advice and, even assistance in some areas. It has improved Belize small and micro enterprise. So we got to say kudos in that direction.
Let me say this, that I totally concur with the concept of small businesses. because an economy is made, that's the foundation of every
Yes.
economy,
Yeah.
right? Is that small businesses are the one that support large businesses. They buy from them and so if you don't have small businesses operating, and you can pick anything that you want to call small business, whether you sell trinkets, you sell tacos, you sell juice, you sell whatever it is, you then support the large businesses.
Yeah.
Those large businesses would never survive if you don't have small businesses as the foundation. Fundamentally, that will have a small business. He's going to buy foam from there. He's going to buy screw over there for the big business like Habit. He's going to Mikado go buy material. But if he don't have a small business, he doesn't have a small business, then there's nobody to go buy from these people,
Yeah.
right? So we have to nourish them. We have to nourish them. That's why I have problem.
Plus, we have been able to spawn more small businesses out of our business.
Exactly.
Right.
There's spin-offs. And that is why it irks me oftentimes, especially now, and this has nothing to do with the issue of corruption, and so that's a totally different discussion. But when you start attacking small businesses that does business with government, and whichever way you want to cut it or slice it, it sends a bad message. Because then people start to clam up, don't want to do business with the government because you know what my name call up, I know mix up, I know confusion. And so, but government has made a commitment that they are going to support at minimum 20% of small businesses. So we have to take our pick where we want to go. Because we can't have our cake and eat it. We have to decide what we want to do. Is that we're going to support small businesses and find mechanism in place to let them work, and or we're not going to do that. But if you don't do that, you're going to have difficulty with large businesses. Because who's going to buy the small things?
Yeah.
Who's going to buy the small things?
Right.
Who will go and buy the plastic bottle from the big importer to go pour coconut water in there?
Yeah.
In there. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Huh? Let's be real.
Yeah.
So nobody's there to buy those nice plastic bottles from you, the big wholesaler or the whole big importer, who sell coconut water and juice and so on and so forth. It's the small business, buddy.
And it's a full business. Full business.
Right?
Hey,
So I
gotta
totally support that position.
I got to big up my buddy, brother Ed Belizaire. He's going to be 90 years old on Thursday. And certainly Dawn Reynolds, I got to big up her. She's celebrating her birthday tomorrow. And one is going to celebrate his on Saturday as well. So if
I just want to say that as you're talking about birthday, Marie Wagner.
On a birthday. Huh?
Celebrated, Lady Miss Marie Wagner celebrated her 100th birthday. 100 years. 100 years.
And the lady who passed away on the announcement on Love is 97 years young. And I says, whoa, really, really love that. Our school kids are out, and we got to big up the churches and other organizations who have found things and activity for them to do from Corozal all the way to PG. And we listening to the radio, we hear what they've been doing and how people have reached out and helped some of these camps. And certainly all these areas we got to big them up. Belize City Council, Orange Walk, Hopkins, and like I says, all over we hear the stories coming in that the kids are busy, they have activity, they are doing it. BL is going through its own realistic time in 2026 in the mere fact that you can't have your independence in another man's country. They have woke up over the weekend with a reality that because of this heat and this hotness and what have you, or whatever you want to put it, that the Chetumal region area had to be cutting and getting more, so then cut Belize in order for them to get more. This brings us back to the same question or the same conversation that has been going on for some time, and we here at the Business Hour have been leading in terms of saying, hey, get on with the solar farms. You have no reason to drop the conversation with the solar farms and get them on. You're supposed to may have the one, the bomba, done built already. You're supposed to may have others in a choice areas done built already. Why we did the same conversation like we don't know what to do, what to when in a 2026. The good Lord give us something we're free. Just like the water, the hydro, it give with the sunlight, and we have mastered it. If you see what China they do, see what Japan they do, and other countries they do, they have mastered it. Why are we behind in this conversation? Please start with the bomber one. All right. We congratulate police and the BDF for promotion of the female to higher position, new post, and what have you, like they did to Miss D. Reyes. And certainly, big that up because we're due, you're due. And the women are playing a very key and crucial role in this. The business hour note the passing of one of Belize's great, Dr. Dorian Barrow. Dr. Dorian Barrow, as a teacher, also taught some of the guys them over at St. Michael's College and play a key role in terms of that transition to where Michael's College started to produce the winners of the Open Scholarship back to back to back that they didn't do for a very long time. So when the question is asked whether or not he had made a difference in terms of his contribution while living here in Belize, I would say yes. And certainly says rest in peace to our beloved brothers.
I will just say, I as a teenager coming up and going to high school, Dorian became my principal after Satrell had passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And he was kind of moonlighting as a politician as well. I think he was deputy mayor, if I remember served me right as well, during that same time, while he was kind of acting principal, as you pointed out. And, I've always had very lively discussion with Dorian over time. Very, very academic oriented.
Yeah.
He had gone away for a period of time in Trinidad in particular, where he lectured and he came back, was a part of the whole Galen faculty, and we had a couple of discussions. I interviewed him several times as well. But I always respected him for the fact that he had a level of conviction in terms of wanting to find ways to progress from an academic standpoint.
Yeah.
How we could elevate our people to be able to sort of think outside the box has always been one of his pet peeves going forward. So we certainly, I wasn't totally aware that he was ill or anything. It came like a shock.
Yes.
When I heard he had passed away. Coming on the heels of Silva Catus as well, who is another very prominent academia personality. So, and they were both persons that I interacted with in my academic period as well. Especially when I was doing my education, and subsequently when I started teaching as well at the universities. It certainly I became very, very connected with them, and so I certainly want to add my voice to the family of Dorian. I want to wish him a happy, what they say, sleep in peace.
Yes.
Kind of thing. But at the end of the day, I know that he'll be teaching a lot of lessons up there wherever it is that he is. Good night, caller. You're on the business hour.
Yeah. Good night, guys.
Hey, good night,
yes, man. Good night.
Good night. Hey, Troy, I watch your the team over the weekend. Now I watch the game in its entirety.
Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I watch the game in its entirety, Troy.
Which one?
No, I'm talking about the
Defenders.
our local basketball.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Why?
Yeah.
No, no,
Defenders
no,
and
no,
Orange
no,
Walk.
no, no, depress me no more.
No.
It was a great rainy for Orange Walk. I loved it. I didn't
Yeah.
expect it to have gone that way. I believe we may end up back here this week, but by one
One basket.
one basket, man, you know. Yeah.
But then the thing about it, I don't know what's going on down the stretch there, Troy, because man, they just left the guy open to get an open layup. To win
You
the
see,
game.
you want to relive the moment, but you want to relive the moment.
Yeah.
Troy, you know how we go with sports, Troy. We have to talk about it afterwards.
I hear you. I hear
Okay.
you. No, I know a problem from a commentator standpoint, and do the analysis. But when I me so close to the noise, I get heartbreak.
Yeah,
No,
I
like,
know that.
but I will say this is that you give me an opportunity to before I do my analysis or talk with you with the analysis. I want to thank my sponsors, thank the players, thank the team, thank the fans,
Yeah.
thank everybody
It was
who
a
supported.
great run.
Thank the government
Yeah.
as well. Before I get into
Did a
that,
good job, Troy.
I want
Did
to
a
thank
good
I
job
want to
with the
thank
team.
our coaches because they
Troy, 1 second. Make I finish first, man, because remember, my credits done for you.
All right, sorry, boy. Sorry. But just to say this quickly, the instruction of the coaches was there were 7 seconds on the clock for those persons who know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We had 2 fouls, so we had 2 fouls to give before we get into the bonus. The instruction was as soon as they get the ball foul, somebody forget the instruction. Go ahead now.
Oh boy, somebody forget the instruction.
Yes,
All
I
right.
can't blame the
But
coaches.
then,
They gave the right instruction.
Yeah, but the guy Perkins,
He wa-
man, he's good, but he got another thing we need for.
He was fouled out, so he wasn't even in the game at the
Yeah, the
time.
man fouled out, and it was a terrible foul that he did.
Yes,
Fouled out of the game,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It was that way I say.
Okay.
Right? It's a terrible foul that he
True.
did to fall out of the game. He shouldn't have committed that kind of foul at that time.
Yeah, he had enough time, but I guess fatigue
Yeah.
and everything else may have played into it. But yes, I agree with
Yeah.
you. I wouldn't have fouled
Yeah,
at that
man.
point in time. But again, I'm trying not to relive it. But I support your position as
Yeah.
a fan.
But another thing, though, that remember I used to call and talk about next gen, the buffering and stuff like that. But for the past 3 games, you say at the call back. For the past 3 games, we never did have that buffering.
Oh wow, great.
Was it?
Right? Yes.
Yeah.
We never did have
They
that
increased the
buffering.
bandwidth.
I don't know
Wow.
what they do. Right? But we never did have that buffering.
Beautiful.
Wow. Great.
Yeah, we never did have that
Well,
buffering.
then
Well,
you-
thanks to
then-
you,
then-
brother. Thanks to you.
Then you saw some good
Yeah.
games.
Right?
Yeah.
So I have to call back and give them credit for that.
Yeah, thanks-
But the
thanks to
other
you
thing I
too.
want to talk about with TNC's coverage, I just want to give them some advice, right? Moving forward. Now, the coverage, when they see the game on TV, but things always happen on the court, right? Where the guys who are doing commentaries, they guess what took place.
Oh.
You know why?
We as the viewers, 1 second, we will have to guess what took place too. Right? When you're there on TV, that nothing happened.
You know why? Because they're not in the stadium.
Yes, I know they're not in the stadium, Troy, but the advice that I want to give to them, that even there you have a sideline reporter in there. You understand me? If they want to broadcast for Kayo or for Ian Evans, you have a sideline reporter in there, man, to walk around. Just like how we watch it for national TV and international TV.
Good point.
Right? You
Yeah.
have somebody in there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because a lot of things always take place at the game, and we don't know when it gets to
Let me tell you something. Because they're not in the stadium, the fans know what happened. In terms of the games at Orange Walk, the fans know what's happening because we give them a report on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They get the report on the mic, so they know what's happening within the stadium. Because these guys are not in the stadium, they can't hear it. They don't know. And that's a weakness that is created. Because if you're saying that I'm going to have a silent reporter, then just put them in the stadium, it come to the same thing. and then they would be able to feel the energy.
Yeah, in real
Yeah,
time.
that's right. That's why you're agreeing with me. You're agreeing with me, right?
Yes, I'm agreeing with you. I had a problem with that from the onset. When I realized these guys, when I watched, I think Tiger Sharks and somebody playing, and I was watching from home, and I said, but these boys aren't in the stadium, so that's why they sound so disjointed.
Yeah, man. Moving forward, that's what they need to work on.
Yeah,
That's my advice to them.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Have one
they're guessing,
sideline
and so
report
they don't share in the energy. I mean,
Yeah, man.
I have one of the most liveliest stadium.
Yeah.
The energy is massive.
Yeah.
You can't hear yourself think.
I like how you said that one of the most.
Yes,
I like
I know
what you
quality. You can't. I know you're big for me. But
Because
but
I'm not
you could match me this year. But we are quarrel next year. Yes,
So
yes.
I like how you said that.
No,
The
no.
other thing where I want to touch, because this morning I was listening to you and Rene,
Yeah.
right? Because Rene was talking about, and then you made a gas up here, we talk about the supernational that took place, that it's a great thing, and you could identify talents and all these things,
Yes.
you know. But my thing about the supernational, I know that the Ministry of Sports, they try something, right?
Yeah.
But following sports and being a sports enthusiast for so many years, right? We need to focus for the development if we are get better, right? We need to invest there, the development of the sport, meaning you have to go to the primary schools. You have to start from there and structure it, right? Because the supernational, I don't think that the supernational, which may go that direction when it comes to a super. We don't know what they do right now, right? They come back home, back to the reality of what is going on in sports, right? They are back home, because no tournament now come up right now to my knowledge, right? No tournament now come up right now to my knowledge. So identify talent. I don't know how to do that very supernational, knowing that schools was out too, and so I get the full participation of all the picnic, right? Because a lot of the picnic travel and all these things and all the things there, right? So I just need to try go back to the drawing board when it comes to this supernational, right? Because we need to focus on the primary schools where we have the raw talent and the kids are much younger.
But it was both primary and high school. The primary was the week before, and then the high school.
Yes, but what I'm
and
saying,
the reason why they do it when school is out is so you don't have that counteraction of the school hours, so you could play more games during the day, and so.
Right.
So the idea was to identify those talents because what happened now is that the basketball people is scout for their own players, the volleyball people is scout, the football. Every association had their representation out there to do their scouting to be able to find those talents that they go hone and bring together, eventually to build into some national team structure. That's the whole intention, is to put the best of the best against the best of the best. Because when you do it during school hours and you got the teachers and they fumble around, they manipulate the time, and we can't do it then and we can't do it this time, and so that creates a huge distraction and confusion. Now what you're getting now is the hardcore best of the best of all the school from Orange Walk, Corozal, north to south, east to west.
Yeah.
But speaking to some teachers, you don't get the full participation of the kids because a lot of the kids were out.
But the teachers are the problem. They are the problem.
No, the
You know why they are the
teachers
problem?
are
Because they are not. They practice physical training. They just give you. They don't get into discipline training. They don't have that skill.
I totally disagree with you when you say the teachers are the problem. The teachers are not the problem when it comes to that.
If you try a tournament on weekend, the teachers are going to say, "But not on my weekend. I know give up my weekend. I have to hold my family. I know bex with them. Because that's a reality. But when is the best time when you get the child less distracted? It is on the weekend. When soccer moms reign supreme. Weekend.
Yes, Troy, but what I'm saying, if you are targeting the
Stop
school,
finding excuse, man. I just
right?
find
I'm
solution.
not find no excuse, Troy. That's solution. That's the way I try to do. Right?
Wait.
And I try to advise the National Sports Council. That's the way I try to do.
And they wait for the advice.
Right? On a need for focus more on the take for example, Beresford can put up this is the last thing I left with this. Because I
Okay.
don't want to stay long for the although I would want
Come
I
on.
would want
I don't got a
the
problem
doctor
with
time,
that. But
right?
well, go ahead,
I would
man.
want the doctor time or something like that, but I'm not a doctor, right? But this, I will left you with this.
Uh-huh.
No. I see Beresford that put up a post about PE teachers who are certified, who if we got them at primary schools and stuff like that. Which is no. But what I've always said when I used to get my own show, right, is that we need for certified people in all disciplines, right? No. In order for people to be motivated to get certified, we have to have a job that waits for them, right? So what we have to do? Put them at the primary schools to make them teach the disciplines and the different sporting disciplines to the kids in the right way because we have trained people at the schools. That's just my thing. I've been saying that for years, right? That's what needs to happen,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
We need for direction, we need for focus for development, and we need to serious about it. That's just my take.
I will never have opposition to any suggestion in sports. I will tell you that right up because I mean that's what I do from I was a small boy. I always
I know
involved.
that. I know you're a sportsman, Troy.
So
I know that.
I would never have I mean anything that can work. You know what? One problem I have is that as soon as we get a certain level, I want that discipline to continue and to be consistent. We as athletes have to be consistent and have to be committed. Because if you don't individually, and that was my earlier pet peeve, that was my pet peeve this morning, and I tell you I live it, you live it, your team live it, every team live it, right? You get prima donnas, they don't want to put in the work, they think they have arrived, and that is not the case. When they step outside this 8,867, they realize that they are nobody.
Yeah.
They're not there.
Well,
And so I don't get too high of my own substance or on my supply. I don't get high. I am not nostalgic. You know, I hear me run around and say, oh, we were good in the old days. Of course we were not. We were never competing at this level. All of those players where we used to revere was right within this 867. Put them outside and they could never stand up to no Pele and nobody. None whatsoever. End of story.
I agree and I understand that. But what I'm saying, we just need to focus and invest more in our primary school sporting discipline.
Okay, but
Yeah.
like I said, I just come to that to say that the National Sports Council recognized that, and therefore you had two segments of competition: primary school in the supranational and high school in the supranational. Just so you look at that. But I will concur that that the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Sports have to collude to be able to get to a point that we could make sports a subject, subject in primary school.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, my teacher, who was a male, who basically teach me English and maths, so I said, throw the ball, say the football, go kick that man. Knock that wrong for about 30 minutes.
That needs to stop.
And that happen right now.
Yeah, and that still happens.
Yes.
All
So
right.
the supranational was to say, make we get the best of the best and see who bubble to the top.
All right, guys, take care.
All the best.
Yeah,
Thanks for the call.
very
I
good.
appreciate the
Yeah.
call.
1st of August is coming up, and it's also Emancipation Day, and that's going to be celebrated in Ibotong by Belize City
Why
Council.
Dickie want to get rid of your statue there?
Huh?
Dickie Bradley want to get rid of your Isaiah Martha statue.
Oh.
So that's a monkey man.
Oh, goodness.
I did tell you like how he said.
I hear you.
I know the
All right,
paraphrase.
and Belmopan will be
I know
celebrating.
he like go to your shop, but
Yeah,
stand
they
up
will
so
be
you have to
celebrating
challenge and find
their
what they talk
day,
about.
also August the 1st. All right?
Good night, caller.
My two good friends, good evening.
Don
Evening,
Hector,
Don Hector.
Now,
tell me.
my parting shot on the World Cup is this.
Uh-huh.
What I saw, the players professionals and the lower ones, I don't see why Belize cannot aspire to enter the World Cup. I have seen footballers in Belize that are as good as Messi and Ronaldo and all of those. I remember them good. Great players. So, but what has been lacking is that there is no organization that has selected a group of players and trained them for 6 months, 9 months, train them and let them be actually free from any disturbance, any vices and anything like that. So I say that. No, my other thing that I would like to see of the World Cup, a rematch between England and Argentina. I would like to see that. See what England did with France yesterday? Only because England made the same mistake that they made previously, that they scored 4 goals and they went on the defense.
Wait 4 years then, Hector.
Yeah, so no, 4 years I will be 97 years old.
That's all right.
No, my last one is this. I just want to let this little thing go through. History in Belize is made by people. George Price died at the age of 92 years, 8 months, 4 days.
Oh, wow.
The great George Kelly Price, oldest politician. Now,
That's
another politician will be 92 years, 8 months, and 5 days this coming Monday.
All right.
All right.
I remember for Big
I
Up.
will be declared as the oldest and longest serving politician in the country of Belize.
Yes,
That's
that's
right.
Still
correct.
active.
Yes.
Still active.
Still active
And-
and has more to go.
I don't know.
You that the Methuselah, you are the Methuselah brand in politics.
No, the situation here is there will be no more ethno-slavers.
You better believe that.
Because we will not have another movement of independence. We will not have another PUP. We will not have another
Belmopan.
constructive Belizean revolution.
Another
So
capital, Belmopan.
So there will not be anything else. So I will die with that crown on my head as having been the longest, oldest politician in Belize. A big yard, but I will meet her by 1 day on Monday coming.
All right.
The 7th of July.
You'll do more than that.
Make sure
you
call-
want
make-
beat everybody and set a record. You will do more than that, Don Hector.
Make sure you call us and
Yeah.
let me just read this quick thing because I think it's very important as
Sure.
we're talking about small business. Somebody had said, watching the show, interesting point you made of the small business is that obviously the person is a larger company. A larger company depends on our company and so our companies can keep running. But in my case, when false information is being spread and people start believing the misinformation, it also makes it difficult for us to operate. Recall or remember that we employ both professionals in our organization, example, engineer, technician, journeyman, and they have mouth to feed. So when we have media giving out misinformation, it creates confusion. Customers begin to start to think differently of our business. So the media need to be very
Right now,
careful
Paolo.
and be responsible with what it is that they put out in their media space. Good night, caller.
Yeah, I just want
No radio and TV for me, they got bad feedback.
I just gonna try about that. I just want to refresh some Hector's silver memory that you have a man named Mr. Sam Witt, who's still alive. I don't want to judge Price dog there. Just remind that to me.
Sam Witt passed away.
Yeah.
No, man, right? I'm 21 years old. I talk to my parade now.
Your father is Sam Witt?
Yes, sir.
Not Sam Witt, a politician?
Yes, brother. That my
But I thought Sam Wade passed away.
No,
That
no, 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 no.
from
You were-
Cayo South?
Yes, sir. He's still alive and kicking 91. I just remind him Hector that's for me. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Wow.
I
That's
thought
a good
Sam Wade
one.
had passed away. I hope I'm not killing you, brother Sam. But I know
Yeah.
Sam Wade. And somebody help me there.
91.
Yes, yes,
All
yes,
right.
yes. I know Eloy had passed away recently. I saw his daughter Ella Witt just recently, which brought me to another interesting. As I mentioned her name, I saw an interview with her. I feel for her. They were launching their, I think, 60 years anniversary along with a documentary, and like nobody show up.
Mm.
You know, she was like recounting who didn't show up as opposed to saying who showed up.
Okay.
She was recounting like my people, my union members haven't showed up. The opposition not show up. The prime minister show up. The minister of public service not show up. The president of the public service union not show up. It's like nobody show up. So I was feeling a little bit of pain for her as I
Yeah.
was listening to her. I mean, I didn't see a pun. I mean, it was something I was listening to, so I didn't get to see. But my question was, who showed up? You know?
Yeah.
Because the National Trade Union Congress is made up by affiliate membership. All other unions are a part of the Congress. Let me take this call. Good night, caller.
Good night. Good night.
Yeah, Belize
Yeah,
Lenny.
Belize Lenny.
Yes, son.
Load your radio or TV for me, 'cause you got feedback.
Yeah, they cut down.
Okay,
Brother Troy, I'm 100% with you.
good.
100%.
Okay.
And don't break up that team. Don't break them up. Remember what I told you. I'm football, you basketball.
All right.
You have them one good team left before we go long. You see the doctor, Desiree Young, and my brother Michael, we start years ago. I was looking to see if Michael Shane, they will go throughout the world to adapt and transfer athlete and get scholarship. He's an attorney in Florida at the University of Miami.
Okay.
So I was looking to see if he was in the crowd there, but I didn't
You're
see
talking
him.
the crowd in Miramar.
In Myanmar.
Yeah.
The mayor of Myanmar was on my show 2 times. I was the one who campaigned for him for the Belize, and because he's a Jamaican boy,
Okay.
and explain, especially with the Haitian crowd that becomes citizens that could have voted, and let them know that Myanmar is Halia is Spanish.
Yeah.
Myanmar is mostly West Indians. Fort Lauderdale plantation goes out is different and make more mixture. But we
Okay.
push. I was 2-time vice president of the Belize Association of Florida. Record.
Okay.
And we push for Belize and Florida, especially Myanmar, because of the density of the West Indians.
Wait. Only second, somebody just tell me Sam Wade is still alive and kicking. So, the caller is correct. So, don't have to have competition. Thank you, caller, for that, and thanks for giving me the feedback.
Yeah, is his father.
Yeah.
And so what you're on the right track. Where we can, and I would like Brother Carter, Belize have only one international world champion when it comes in soccer. And that's the Belize Way team. I was the coach of that. I listen to them here. And like what you said right there, Troy, all they do, with this summer camp scrimmage. You have to train individual fundamental training to each and every individual. There is a template that is at the library right there that anybody could go and pull, and I tell them. The Sport Council, FFB, I spend my money to go and talk to these people and literally then close the door. I sit down right there and the men not know that I know the little boy and like that, laugh at him.
You see, Lenny? I will just say this quickly, Lenny, is that sometimes I refrain from having the discussion as frank because I believe sometimes it's a bit brutal, and I don't know sometimes if all people can handle it in terms of the brutality of the situation, and so, but at some point in time somebody will have to call it out and bell the cat, and if it has to be me, and if people feel peeved. And I said, I challenge anybody, pick up the phone and you call me and you tell me that if you see different.
Look how long we can win. We can come out of our division. We can go to the next level.
You see?
Why? Because of one thing over and over and over and over. The government wastes a lot of money passports, to my knowledge. Right there when I gone on Prime Minister, I'm saying it. I gone at Berger Field when I was opening up, explained to them this field, Berger work out on it. The name of this field is Stafford Sporting Club. The Army used to pick us up from out there on Thursday evening, 3 o'clock, and carry the Army camp.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that used to happen every Thursday. The first cubit was for karate. Glenn Trapp had came from the
Somebody called and concurred with you last week. Somebody had called up to you and agreed with you that was the case.
When you come to explain as well, because Maya Malinga was the man. You got Peru.
Why, Peru?
Bailar was
Bailar, boy.
Bailar was the coach of Berger, and then he gone over to Charger.
And he ended up at Cheetos.
So we end up with then those 3 teams was on that field.
Yeah, that is true.
That wasn't the Berger field. That was Stafford Sporting Club. That's the name up there. And I tried to explain to the Prime Minister so that when I look bad later, when the Englishman then come and say, what bloody fool is this? That we could...
Oh, no Englishman. Don't pass that stage.
Yeah.
They got new Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Wrap up for it, because we got other callers that want to get in. Just close out to me.
Like what I tell you, when they get
we know the argument, we agree with you.
Run the little piece, because then I get the full thing. Sometimes that's why when Don I talk, I listen, because out of that conversation, it have to be just like myself. They're not every word, but the essence of the value of the conversation is for the benefit of the country.
Yeah.
The primary school sporting club. The first president was Carlos Diaz Lopez. You ask him.
But you got to rough him in it, because I got to call us so squeeze in on two more.
They write down this thing, because tomorrow they may have the same bloody fool when I go so.
Don't worry about you can't get caught up with how people think.
See? No, I'm not how they live. Thinking and living is two different. Why we can't win? What I need them will do bring in and to the sport council. Then they spend money, they bring other people here. Bring the world champion, the United Nations world champion, and let the Lee boy and Lee girl and say, we own hero.
Gotta go.
They have won undefeated, won the World Cup of the United Nations, undefeated.
All
Only
right.
draw with O'Reilly of England.
I got about four
Beat
calls.
Russia
I got about 4 calls
2-1.
back up, Lenny. You gotta rap for me.
So the thing is, we have to stop this if we want to have some pride.
Okay.
That's why we're not winning and nothing. Why? Because of the negative the attitude and behavior what we're bringing to sports.
Good.
The government will make money off of sports, not the other way. The government will put money in a sport. America, England, all they not put money. You go and watch when Manchester, Chelsea, any one of them team they
Oh,
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. We gotta go, Lenny. We gotta go. We gotta go. You get fired for
Let
me.
the people know. Because tomorrow they come with the same bloody fool. Because
right.
they not get it
Thank you, man. I'm glad to hear from you. All the best.
8,000 people because when I was the commissioner of the referee college, I would count the money to people who come in at MCC. 8,000 people in upon the barracks.
There we do. Gotta go, man.
How much there today?
Thank you.
Make we stop the negative and start the push the children them to the
Excellent.
primary
Excellent.
school, Sport and Co. Dickie Bradley was the president. He was the assistant postmaster.
You have a rap, man. You have a rap up. You're all over the place.
No, but they know these things and they know where I'm so them for continue
All right.
for the benefit of the children.
Thank you, brother. Gotta fight my hand today. Later.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lenny. We certainly
thanks,
appreciate
Lenny.
the walk down memory lane.
Input.
They
Well,
give-
you know, mention Ludwig Lightburn, you know, the time when we were disciplined, who went all the way to Japan to fight on behalf of Belize. You know, mention the Golden Girls back in the 70s that beat the great United States of America team and the rest of the team to won the goal. You know?
You know, I made the point. You know, like our national football team, and so we have a PNM Ballet.
Yeah. I mean, I heard you this morning. They wanted money.
Good night, caller.
Good night, Mr. Choi.
Yeah, good night, caller.
And good night.
Good
Darren.
night, buddy. Yeah.
You know, Mr. Choi, I have to say this to you, man.
Uh-huh.
This is one of the best show Belize have in the night.
All right.
But when you have callers like my boy from the state, well, from a few school and things, like it dominate for you whole sharp time. I no longer hear the teller get to the point. But people like that, you need, I know your show don't have one time limit of calling. But I believe you have to do it. Because I don't like when they make you look like you are somebody who don't got good understanding. And they don't got no understanding.
Hey, man.
You see? And I sorry for you so tired, right?
I can have fun, man. I trust me, I know you're not paying. I can have
I
fun.
know you have that.
I'm a ballet Lenny, man. I'm a ballet Lenny that, you know.
You see, you're like a teacher. They try to teach the fool. Come on, man. Listen to what they say. They don't do because they plot for thinking that they hate because, but they never gone to the finishing and say, they plot, they get a sense. You don't see them make stupid mistake and chat, and they talk extra so long. Take one young man, like Mr. Arnold Lascelles.
Yes.
Lascelles go from bread to biscuit to cheese to beer. Look here, man. Get them bread out for your get it. But you have 5 minutes. Little lady, you have 10 minutes.
Hey, man.
Come on, he like argue stupid. I don't like when
No, man,
How about it? Good night, man.
Good night.
I always enjoy Monday night show.
All right. I love that you're tuning. I love that you're tuning, Carla. Appreciate
Yes,
it.
man. I like your show, you know. I
All
like
right.
my ballet that really laugh, too, right?
All right. Excellent.
And I like, but take care.
All
care.
right. Thanks
Yeah,
very
we
much
certainly
for your
appreciate it.
input.
I will
Yeah.
say this though is, I am not. Let's hone in on sports first and foremost. I'm not trying to be callous or mean in any way, shape, or form. I, like many others, I'm not unique in any way. Every time I involve in our semi-professional basketball season, and I've been doing this for the last 5 years, every year I have to put money. Yes, I got sponsorship and support, but I always never have enough.
Yes.
Good night, caller.
Good night, Mr. Troy, and good night today.
Yeah, good night, caller. Appreciate. Tell
All
us.
right, I'm calling. I'm taking up your offer at what you mentioned earlier.
Yes, man.
Right? Yes, sir. There are some points that you made that are valid, and some that I don't think is really the real thing.
Okay.
I want to say that there is something. If you look at Belize and the history in terms of after independence, we have almost won nothing in terms of globally, right? Before independence, we were, because then, at that time, something we had called raw talent. The whole world had raw talent. And then if you have more raw talent than somebody else, you'll be able to defeat them. But what we don't realize that after the world we're now living in when it comes to sports, raw talent is no longer able to get you there, right? You have to invest. And this is not something that I'm talking for talking's sake. If you look at all the other federations in the world who are successful, take a look at their investment in their athletes. You mentioned earlier that the professional basketball costs over $2 million. That has nothing to do with the development of athletes. The development of athletes start from age 5, 6, come up, and that is where you have the investment that is necessary in the government. You know something? We went to Argentina for the boxing Olympic qualifier a couple of years ago.
Okay.
You know what? You know what the American coach tell us, and tell other Caribbean teams, "Uno could never beat us." You know why? Because our team, we have a therapist, we have a nutritionist, we have a doctor. When our boxers recover 90% overnight because they've been on this nutrition since age 7 and 8, when I recover 5% overnight, how you going to beat that person? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
So the reality of the matter is, if you look at all the countries who are successful in any sport, take Jamaica for track and field. You think Jamaica with 2.6 million people dominate the world from 1940s in a track and field? If you look back to 1948, when Mr. Wentz win the first gold medal for Jamaica, it is because of investment. So amateur sport is where government in all countries invest in. And then it bears fruit at the professional level, because by the time a young man reaches 5, 6 and starts the sports, and he's been invested in properly, science-wise, technology-wise, and all of that, by the time he reaches, because I can tell you this from being in boxing, my brother, for a long while now.
Mm-hmm.
Most of our young men beat the Mexican, beat the Guatemalan at age 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And after that, that's where we start losing. You know why? Because there is where the investment comes in. And I agree with you that many of our athletes are not disciplined at the professional level. That is very true. But in order, you have to look at what takes place before the professional level, which is where the investment is extremely necessary. If you look at any program within our region that is successful, my brother, and you look at the system they have in place, you have to have a lot. I meet a young man in Honduras in 2004. He was 8 years old and he have 75 fights. How you think that happened? Because they can have activity every week. You think a boxing activity is easy to carry out, and they don't charge at the amateur level, right? But they have a national gym. They have a national place where the boxers are trained, eat, drink, train, whatever, during their program. So they can always have a weekly fight there. They don't have a big crowd. All they have is the referee, the judges, and you have a fight with the other opponent. But you must have the infrastructure in place. And we keep playing around with this thing called the infrastructure. And then until we have the foundation in place, we're going nowhere. That's the reality, right?
Okay.
Because we are humans just like other humans abroad. We have 5 senses just like them. We have the capability just like them. But there's one ingredient that is missing in every meeting that I go in the CARICOM level at the United the bigger country level. We don't match their investment by not even 5%. How do we expect to be to a football team or invest $200 million in them players while we probably invest one? We're fooling ourselves.
But isn't that the problem throughout this Caribbean region in terms of resources outside of Jamaica, which is a one-dimensional, and then there's nothing else other than that. I mean, they're good in one area, but even Jamaica made the World Cup at one point in time. So it means
And
then you have to win
yes.
within your region. So from a
And
professional level,
even-
what you see is an impediment. I understand what you said earlier, but now you get to the professional level, where we have persons now who are selected to national teams, and they're asked, I won't play unless I'm paid. What do you say to that?
At the professional level,
Yeah. Well. When you're talking World Cup, it's professional level, obviously.
yes, what we need to do, my brother, is seriously look about having an economic basket when it comes to the professional level. This is where you're going to grow. Because remember, the government is not responsible for professional sports. Their responsibility is to amateur sports. It's
Right.
the private sector who is responsible for professional sports. And we need to understand that the investment from the state
Right.
is for athletes at the
I
amateur
hear this
level.
story over and over, Carla. I hear this story, and this private sector
All right,
in this
so-
country is very small. We don't have a tax
Very-
structure for accommodate for sports. So the private sector has been bled consistently. Pick any one of them, the Boyne and Boyne, the BTL, every single event or every single structure, whether it's a party, whether it's a concert, whether it's a basketball tournament, these are the same people who are investing. They're bled almost dry from a sponsorship standpoint. So how do we
Agreed,
get
agreed.
over the hump?
Agree. I agree, but what we need to do, Mr. Troy, we need to focus, right?
Okay.
And I think what we should do as a country is focus on individual sports more. Because really and truly, you could be a Michael Jordan on a team, and if all your other teammates are not trying to be as disciplined as you are, you're going to lose in a team sport, right?
Okay, fair
So
enough.
we can't be all over the place, right? So Jamaica focus on track and field because they realize that you can't fund everything.
I was hoping that you'll say that, because that was exactly what my point was going to make. Is
Okay, but I'm saying from what I analyze and think.
yeah,
so
yeah.
I
That's
think
a good. That's a very good point you're making. That cycling, boxing, those are those individual sports that you rely on yourself.
Yes, and then what happened is I remember some years ago they had a patapuk competition where they spent
Patapuk.
$200,000 in. $200,000 they spend on who do no disrespect, but who really do patapuk or what them call it?
Pok
Right?
tapok. Yes, I know.
Patapuk. Okay, so what we need to do, my brother, we need to focus on investing in certain sports more than the other, because the reality is, as a country, there's only 3 or 4 sports that get people out of poverty. That is boxing, soccer, basketball, and some other sports. But I'm telling you, I am going to be biased to boxing because I'm a boxing fanatic.
That's
you want to
fine.
call it, or
That's
boxing.
fine. Yeah.
Boxing is the only sport. If you can tell me tonight which other sport or which other profession you can compete for 1 minute and make $20 million, then I will drop the phone and hang up now. There is no other sport but boxing that you can compete for 1 minute or 2 minutes and you make $30-40 million. If you knock out the man within 2 minutes, I've seen Mr. Mike Tyson make $73 million in 2-3 minutes, because that's the only sport you can make that sort of money in. But it takes more investment, because to get on the basketball court, you just need one basketball and a court. For boxing, you need a boxing gloves, you need mitt gloves, you need the mitt, you need the back gloves, you need the heavy bag, you need the light bag.
But when we if since you brought it up, and I won't keep you much longer, but if you would take the history of many of the boxers that you are talking about that have elevated themselves, most of the time has nothing to do with the state. It has to do with the community. It has to do with somebody's reaching out, trying to corral some child who have lost their way, and then hone them. So if you look at the history lesson of many of these particular individuals, fighters, or athletes, if you want to put it, many of them came out because they had to end up putting in that level of dedication. My pet peeve is, are we, as an individual, whether you're old, young, or wherever, prepared to put in that level of sacrifice and dedication that we see people put in on a consistent basis? And we're talking about individual sport, not team sport. Boxing, when you look back at the Mike Tyson, and so people run into certain gyms within their area, and that's how they became hooked and became very disciplined, you know, for whatever reason. You know, you could talk about the Mike Tyson, his affiliation with what's the gentleman name, Costamai, or what's his name? Somebody picked on you and took you under their wings.
Right.
But you have to put in the work. My question has always been, it's about discipline. Usain Bolt didn't become because some government threw $200,000 or $1 million at him.
No.
He had to put in the work and eat the cassava or yams or whatever the hell he had to do to get where he is, but he had to do individually. He had to get up in the cold. He had to go train in the US. He had to do whatever he had to do wherever to get there. My question is, are our people mentally prepared to put in that level of pain that is required to see what you see out there whenever?
Let me try and answer it. I think people there's a time when people get demoralized. Mm-hmm. Maybe we need to get the psychologists to tell us and the sociologists to tell us that when people see failure and they see a path to failure, a path that leads to nothing, they basically lock off the part in them will tell them that they can achieve, because they have seen so much failure that they think to themselves that, all right, I cannot achieve a life out of this. I cannot achieve a change of generation for my kids through this. So I am thinking at this point, and I'm going by the more recent boxing recent boxing, like, you know, from my age go up in the 2000 come up. I'm going by that.
Okay.
Where I see by most of these younger generation, we have to understand that the generation today is not the generation yesterday, my brother.
Okay.
Right? So that is one thing we have to look at as well. So they need to see something first, unfortunately, before they put in certain things.
I thought Colorado was seeing it. You just talking about the $20 million fight or the $73 million fight. I thought we were seeing it. It's there.
They're not.
But Carla.
Hold on, Mr. Troy.
But we have to wrap. So I won't say anything. Go ahead. You wrap up.
I won't have much time. You need to see from your own. If they know that I can get on a boxing team in Belize, right? And I am going to be on the national team, and when I'm on the national team, I can make an economic basket from it because I'll be able to do that. Then more people are basketball or whatever. So they need to see it from them own. Right? When I see a guy from my neighborhood make it, then I will say, all right, we can make it out of this neighborhood. How it's been for the ghetto people, right? And for other people. When they want an example of on the ground with them, where them can point to. We always are pointing to people from outer door. We make it activists outer door, Martin Luther King, Nelson. But we're not, what we want there? We have to show our people that, listen, put the system in place and we can continue complaining from now till I'm dead and gone and you're dead and gone. We ain't going to make it to the Olympics or the qualifier unless we look at the systems that other countries have in place that are successful and tailor it to our own needs, or we're never going to make it. We can't look on ourselves and continue telling ourselves, oh, this is the problem. No, let's look at what the road to glory is for these countries. We take it and we try it before we condemn it, and then we will see if it works or not.
Good call.
We cannot continue on the same path and expect things to change. I am hoping that we will get there before I die and before, but
Hopefully before I die.
We need to change how things have been done.
Thank you, Carl. I
And we
appreciate the discussion, but we just gotta go. We just gotta go because we kind of out of
Yes,
time.
I understand.
Yeah, man. I appreciate the call, and we will continue the discussion. Yeah, but that would be our last call because we got to get out of here. And I hear what the caller is saying, but I will always come back to the fundamental that we always I also have to know that you're prepared to put in your level of work as well.
Yeah.
And so it's a quid pro quo. Whether it's a state or whether it's private sector or whether it's just some good Samaritan, you still have to put in your
Yeah, we had the gyms back then.
your
man.
effort, you know, and for us
boxing
is that we can't just throw up our hands because most of the time is that if we put in the work, we get so good that they have to recognize you. You know, we had a young man, what was his name? Amir or Rodon, a young man Rodon. You know, he was coming up. You know, and I don't know his situation or so. But the point is that if you put in the work, at some point in time you'll get recognized. I'm sure he fought for some belt or something over time. I haven't been able to keep up with boxing because they don't do a lot of promotion in terms of the public airwaves, but I'm sure they have their fan. When we were growing up, you know, we had our Giuseppes and Dekas and Roy Clark and all of that. David Dekas, not George. David Dekas it was. So we had our heroes as well, and they fought
16.
for belts. You know, so the point I'm making is that those days are available, but these guys had to put in a lot of work, and there was no government investment. I will tell them that right now. These boys were all on their own. There was no government investment.
Very disciplined.
They were they started as amateur, and then they went to the kind of professional rank, and they fought for belt right here in Belize at Birds Isle. We were there, but they were all done by private promotions and different things. They were not, but they had to put in the work every day.
Yes.
You could go pass by Playboy and see Giuseppe they work out or somebody they had a hostel gym. Exactly. So I'm saying you have to put in the time. I remember Alfred Parks at George Gamp place
Yes, on Albert Street.
From 10 o'clock he ride bike till about 3-4 in the evening. He dip on the bike, the sweat by home trainer.
Right.
We used to pass there as young boys and enamor ourselves on that kind of effort. Then he wins this cross country, and then you said yes. But why he won? Because he invested the time. You know, not everybody have that same ability. I remember people like Lassana Anna, great jumper, long jumper. You know, was trained by one of the greatest Olympians, Bob Beamer and all of that. These guys had their time. But eventually people move on to other areas that interest them over time. So it's not that we never got close, but what got them close? Hard work.
And discipline.
Quickly check out Nixon Knox 6101961, Nixon Knox 610-1961. Check out them on their Facebook page or give them a call for all your nice items such as bath and body slippers with nice authentic items. Nothing knockoff, all authentic. So give them a call 6101961, 60 Grand Street, or visit their Facebook page. Of course, I urge everybody to join us tomorrow morning. Well, it should be on with Ernesto, and we have quite a packed show for you all as well. Of course, let me quickly say what this says. Whenever we look at basketball, football, track and field, volleyball, or other sports, and the bills are and bills are on TV, you never see the work. But the players, they put in so much. People feel like you just go and play. If they could be exposed to the type of work you have to put in, then they will see the sacrifice that they will have to be like that. And the Golden Girls had to put in work.
Yeah.
And I will say this, that not everybody that goes to the Olympics are professional people. Some of the people that are boxers that go to the Olympics are firemen, policemen, all kind of people. They're
Okay.
they're not all, they're amateurs, and not all of them are professionals. That's a fact. Google, find it. These are people that come from other walks of life that make the sacrifice and excel in at that sporting craft that puts them on the Olympic stage. So join me tomorrow morning, me and Ernesto will have much more interesting discussion for you.
Bev and Hunter, we say good night to you, and certainly Bev mom, Keisha and Willie. I hope you guys are up listening, still listening. Eleanor Ling, special good night to you, and certainly Miss Arana, the great cook out there at Constitution Park. Michael Henley and Mrs. Henley, I got to see Mike every week as he brings down coconut oil and maybe cassava, whatever is coming out of the farm, and saying a very good job at that. Wayne Henley as well, and certainly the Ball family, the Lanza family, the Herrera family, the Hulse family, and our people over at Lemanal. Certainly like to big them up as well. My little niece out there, Candice Banner as well. And then the Henley family, the Owen Henley, and certainly Shedrack Henley and Margaret Henley, right there on this side of the bank, as we says, kudos also to you guys. When we cross over, we're into Flowers Bank, where we big up the Rayburn and the Robinson family, and certainly Miss Smith, the chair lady, and certainly the members of the committee right there, and the Flowers family as well that we meet. In Crooked Tree, Miss Wade, who listens to the show, certainly Groove, I say good night to you, and the guys hanging out at the Chinese shop, special good night also to you. To the Bud family right there at the roundabout, and certainly big up all the improvement we say taking place on the highway, on both of the highway. To the Gillett family, including Niall Gillett, listening in the US of A, and certainly Erica Green, all you, Wayne Moody, wherever you are, my brother, certainly Mrs.
I saw Wayne at
Gillett.
one of the games some time ago.
Yes.
Right against me too.
All right, okay. And in crossing over that, all of the people out at Buttercup and moving right into Landing, where I say to Miss Florita and the Smith family, special good night also to you folks. As we come back in, Darrell Dice Brooks, we say get well, brother, and certainly to your family as well. And to Dion Brackett, Bala on number one runner, certainly Brother Garden, Brother Kirkos, Peter Carter, Tony Novello, and Wani, I haven't forgotten you. Wayne Hope, certainly got to big you up, and certainly Big D. And heal up our guys them out at Buck Barber Shop, certainly Mud, we'll call Refix Factory, and certainly Willie and the guys them out at Raccoon Street who listens also to the show. To my next door neighbor, Miss Doll Rose Jr., and certainly Brother Glenn and the missus, I haven't forgotten you guys. And to Brenda Lee, the great Brenda Lee cook, right there on Carousel Street. You can't miss them. Makes bread every weekend, and if you don't come early by Saturday morning, it's over, finished, done, gone, you can't get none. And on the weekend, it's bread and bun. On the end of the month, it's bread and bun. And so she does that special. She does hair, she does parties, she does, catering as well. So you can get your food catered to her as well. Bogart, I haven't forgotten you. To the Parham family in the alleyway, I say good night to you. Plum, and certainly all of you guys in there that listens to the show as well. And right there, CC and Basil, and certainly St. Michael, who is in there. Tracy, I haven't forgotten you. And certainly Murty, and our one and only fellow as well. Delroy and the guys them over at the auto shop. The mechanics, we says, kudos guy, keep up the good work. To Burr next door, and certainly to Fire, his shop on the boulevard, and Charles Habanera over at Belize Foam, and coming down south meets Miss Wilma's Pharmacies, the SNL tours, and certainly into my store, which is Habet and Habet, where I see Olga, I certainly see Jeannie, they're back, and certainly Miss Marsh, and all you wonderful people out there who takes care of you from one small item to another item. To the guys them over at the taxi stand at the Constitution Park, got a big one up and says good night. Miss Hope at the foot of the King Street Bridge, Cedric Flowers and his company, right there, accounting firm, Ditz over 65 years, and you ladies who have the King Street still going, we says Miss Tucker, special good night also to you. To Armin's buddy, Norman, who does the hops, and certainly Jerry, brother, who is running the business now, and into Trims, where I get all my little facilities from thread, buttons, whatever, for sewing, and into Mikado's, where I work today, that I saw Carolyn, I saw Ter, and I saw all you wonderful people who treats you with any one of the material and what have you that you need, wants, and can get. From time to time, all the people who we meet who says, hey, we listen to the Business Hour, and Burger, Errol or Burger guy, I haven't forgotten you, and certainly all owner where we meet who says, hey, thanks on behalf of Karen Kuto, has been doing a wonderful job over on Love FM, and Giovanni, our facilitator on television, on behalf of Troy and myself and all on who are joining the conversation. We say thank you. We're out of here.
Good night, good night.
We're gone.
Let's talk about love, news and music power, love, informing you every hour, love, ooh, that's love, 88.9, 95.1, 98.1, talk sports commentate, it's love.